Hey gang, welcome to an all-new Collection Expansion Extravaganza right here on ToyWorldOrder.com with me, Duvall, and my wife, Carrie Duvall. This is the first episode we've recorded in like 5 months. So imagine the amount of stuff we have to show you in all these new episodes, because it's just set and collected dust in the corner behind the toy bar where we don't film anymore, because this is why. Because this happens. But we're, I would say we're back with new episodes, but we never quite really left. It's a good thing about filming like 20 of these at a time, because then we've just got all this footage and then just stuff keeps building. So we got some really cool stuff for you today. I'm going to let this one start off because there's a bunch of cute stuff on her side of the table that I think she'll probably want to show off. Be careful, don't break the glass.
Here it is.
let's put that down.
Okay,
You're
next.
going to get out of control. Well, let's talk about it.
We got lots of Muppet stuff.
Okay, yes, we do have quite a bit of Muppet stuff. Let me move this in here. So, this little guy we found at
a flea market.
At a flea market. I found him and saw him from afar and was like, I think that's a baby Ralph. And hurried over and grabbed it, and sure enough, that's a baby Ralph. In a little band leader outfit from 1988. I'm not sure, it was a Dakin stuffed animal. Not sure how many of these they make like this, that they're like little band leaders, but this little baby Ralph was pretty darn cute.
And everybody knows how much I love the baby Muppets.
So as soon as I...
look at his big head.
So of course, we snatched him up. I think he was like $1.
Yeah, super cute.
And I was like... Because at first I showed her, I'm like, look at this. She's like, what is that? I can't...
I didn't register it at first. I didn't know. I just thought it was like a teddy bear. I'm like, why is he showing that to me? And then I got closer, and I'm like, oh my god, we have to buy that.
She's like, it's a baby Muppet. I gotta have it. He is pretty darn adorable, though. I mean, he is just darn cute. And in really good shape for being from '88. So, considering who knows how long he sat in a, at this flea market. What's funny is you can actually take his band leader shirt off. I don't know why. Oh my god. No, we're busy. We're doing a show. We're showing off stuff. This is not about kitty cat time. Sorry, kitty cat's vocal. She's a woman.
Actually, she's not.
No, not really.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, our cat's not a girl, but she's got a girl name.
And then more Muppets
Check this out. Now, this is really cool. We found this at Antique Mall, and she was kind of wrapped up in plastic, so Carrie didn't really realize what she was at first glance, and she took like a second and third glance at her, and she snatched her up and looked at me and went, can I have her? And I said, yes, you can have her. This little baby piggy bank, which baby piggy bank, because it's baby piggy holding a bunch with the piggy and a piggy bank. A lot of piggy, yeah, it's a lot of jokes going on there. It's pretty cute though. She's got a couple blemishes on her, and it looks like somebody has maybe touched her up once or twice, which is fine.
You can't put any money in her.
No, her stopper is gone. No bank
money
stopper.
doesn't last long around here anyway, so it wouldn't do any good. Yeah, whatever.
This one.
Yeah, she's cute.
She is pretty cute though. I've never seen one like this before, and this is from '89, so it's only a year older than Ralph. But she is pretty adorable, and she's just a big rubber bank. We have a baby Kermit as a sailor. That kind of goes along with this theme, because we have a baby Kermit piggy bank.
We do?
Yes, we do. He's in the case. We have a baby piggy, which I think we've shown on this show before. But very, very cute though. Little piggy bank that, other than a couple touch-ups on her dress, it looks like somebody tried to repaint some scuffs and stuff, which is fine. Her face and her eyes are still original, and that's what's really kind of draws your attention. And her little blush. She's got a little blush on her cheeks, which is pretty cute. What you got there?
A mug for me to drink my tea, because I don't drink coffee, my hot tea in the morning, so not much to say about that. Just little...
It's pretty cool though. It's a ceramic... Yeah, it's a ceramic... it's a ceramic mug from Sigma. I'm not sure what year this was made, but it's Kermit as Reporter Kermit from Muppet News from Sesame Street. It's really well done, and there's no chips or anything on it, and I don't think Carrie will be drinking out of this, because this is not something...
really.
Yeah, no.
Plus the inside's kind of shaped weird. I don't know if you can see. There's
doesn't hold a lot of liquid.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Cat down here is crazy. I always loved stuff with Kermit as the reporter, as Reporter Kermit, because that was kind of a big part of my childhood was Sesame Street, because that's where he showed up a lot of times on here. And there's the.
Okay, maybe I should have quieted him.
Was where he showed up a lot of times, was on Sesame Street as Reporter Kermit. So this was a really neat little mug to find, and I think there's a Piggy that's a companion piece to this, but I don't remember if she's just regular Piggy or not, but there is another mug that's a companion piece to this mug. But pretty neat though. I like ceramic mugs like this that are character, that are older, and he's really well done for a little ceramic mug, so that's pretty cool. Now this is neat. What did you? I'll let you tell the people what you thought that was while I take a drink of water.
I don't remember if I had an idea of it. But then you said what you thought it was, and I was like, oh, yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, okay. But
at first, Carrie thought it was a piggy bank.
Oh, I did. Because, well, it has a hole here, so I just thought, I don't know what I thought. But if you look, there's a hole here, and then there's a hole here. This smart one here.
I'll give all of you at home before she tells you what it is to deduce what it's for.
A hole here, and a hole here, and he's taking a bath.
Do you know what it's for?
Hint.
Ding, 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 ding. Tell them what it's for.
You put this over the faucet, and then the water comes out there.
The little bathtub faucet cover.
Gosh dang it, I just took a bath before this. How cute would that have been?
You could have
used him.
I wouldn't have been able to take a picture to show everyone, because that would have just... Yeah, his head moves.
No, there would have been no picture taken. This is a family show, but yeah.
Family show. It's something... I want to say they did these a lot in the late 80s, early 90s, and they did a few of these, and I don't know if they did more Muppets ones, but I do remember the Kermit one in particular, and the fact that he's got a movable head, so depending on, kids have something to play with while he's, on the faucet, they can move his head, and, hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here, you take a bath and clean up like a good little frog, something like that. But it's really cool, though, and it just sets up right against the faucet, and the bottom of the faucet comes out there, and... it's something I wish they did more of, stuff like this these days, because it's a really cute idea, and it's
anything to get parents to
get kids to take baths. Yeah. It's pretty neat, pretty cute little thing. It's got a couple of dirt spots on the bottom, but I think he'll either display them like this, or maybe one day he'll make it up to one of the faucets and just sit there.
Maybe the guest bathroom.
Guest bathroom. Yeah. Pretty cute though.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny though when Carrie's like, "Is this a piggy bank? How does the money stay in?"
Yeah, I'm like, there's 2 holes, and I don't get how this works. You didn't marry me for my brain.
Well, I did, but I'm finding out I didn't these days. Good gosh. We got deer.
Mickey Mouse for Halloween. Little Halloween decoration for us to put out.
Now, of course, everybody remembers when Beanie Babies were really, really big, and the Thai Beanie Baby craze was huge. And, of course, Disney stores and Disney kind of jumped in on that a little bit. We had
quite a few.
They joined the bandwagon, so to speak. But I always thought that the Disney Beanie stuff was so much more well done. And still more collectible these days than any. Of course, the Thai Beanie Babies, you can't give them away. No one wants them. But the Disney stuff, people actually kind of go out of their way to find and get. And anytime we run across one that we actually don't have for, 25 cents, 50 cents, we pick it up. And I think we found him at the flea market.
Yeah.
And I think he was like $1 or something. With his tag still on him, like he just bought him, put him on a shelf, and just never bothered to use him. But little Halloween Mickey dressed up as a pumpkin.
Yeah.
So
cute.
It's really cute.
He'll go on our mantle at Halloween time.
Yep. He'll go up with our Halloween stuff, and
I like him because his face is soft.
Yeah, the whatever they made him out of is really, really soft.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Your turn.
My turn. Actually, no. There's
this I'm interested in.
Well, there's one more thing down on the left that's a Muppet thing that I want you to.
Miss Piggy.
Yeah. Let's talk about her because I wanted to get her out of the way. Now this. We talked about the Kermit version of this, which was the dress-up Kermit from Fisher-Price. This we found on a listing at an estate sale, and it was really the only reason we went to the estate sale. And it was near St. Louis, and Carrie saw it, and I saw it at the same time. We both kind of looked at each other, and she went, "Well, we're going to that," just because we had been looking to try to get Piggy for a long time. And Piggy, of course. I think she was like $10. She was one of the cheaper.
Yeah, it was like $10 or $12. It was, very reasonable.
She was one of the cheaper things. Of course, the boxes for these never really hold up that well. And she's missing. She had a little headband, but that's fine. But this is the little stuffed dress-up Piggy. She's pretty cute. Her body's really soft. It's got a hard plastic head, and then of course she's got the dress is removable, so you can dress her up in different outfits. And it's,
right. And there's different ones on the back here.
Yeah, they show some different ones on the back there.
Looks like there's like a.
There's a Pigs in Space one and a sailor, and she's got a summer dress. And of course, Kermit, came as Reporter Kermit.
Now all you need is the Gonzo.
There is a Gonzo who is ridiculously stupid hard to find for some reason from this same line that I would really like to find someday, and one day we will. We will find him.
Yep.
But
just like this one.
Yep, just like this one.
For years, and we found it. I think, like you said, $10 or $12.
10 or $12. That was the first thing too. Is we kind of got to the estate sale really early. Got our numbers. I think we were number 2. And we asked the lady, you know, where is that? We go inside. And she was like, go in the door, go to your right. And Carrie went in the door, went to her right, and I went to the left, and she came back like 5 minutes later with this in her hands going, here it is. So we plan ahead of time. A lot of people think that estate sales you can just show up to like right when they start. No. If there's something you want, you had better be willing to get up.
And it's good sometimes, like with us, we both go.
Yes.
We split up. We like map out a plan ahead of time. And,
yes. Yeah, and it's good to get. I mean, if there's something you want in an estate sale, you know how they're handing out numbers. You know that they're going to hand out numbers early in the morning. It's probably a good idea to get up and map out your route and get there as early as possible. Like we usually, if the sale's at like 8 o'clock, we get there at like 4:35 in the morning. Which to you may sound ridiculously crazy and suck, but it is ridiculously crazy. And it does suck, but we, without fail, every estate sale we've been to have gotten what we've wanted every time because of that. Because we're willing to go, well, it's 2 in the morning, let's get up and drive 2.5 hours and then sit in a car for 5.
Well, we go, we get our number, and we take our pillow and our blanket, and then we just go to sleep in the car and set the phone to wake us up. So.
That's right, we take naps. Which is it helps out actually quite a bit. It's pretty good. You know, there's some kids books down here that I put down here. I just wanted to show off a couple of them in this episode. We got a whole bunch of stuff down here, so it's just I got it stacked like a. Found a couple of fun little things. Something that I hadn't seen was little books. I'm sure they were out, but I wasn't really looking at the time. But when Transformers Generation 2 started in the 90s, I believe. Cat scared the crap out of Carrie. It would have been in the early 90s. They had a bunch of these little what would you call it? Mazes and hidden picture game books, like these little books.
We found that at Goodwill.
We found this at Goodwill, so you could buy these, take these on a trip, and kids could be entertained. But it's just basically uses a lot of it's all. Generation 2 was the Transformer Generation 1 characters in different colors, basically. So the illustrations on the front and the back that I find interesting is actually the G1 colors, so that's kind of funny. But this was kind of a neat little book, and none of the puzzles or none of the games inside had been drawn.
Oh, a word find!
Yeah, there's a word find in there.
Give me a pen.
And then I found a number of Get Along Gang little booklets. One of them came with a cassette, which I don't have, which is the Get Along Gang and the Missing Caboose. What's funny is I think I had this one with a record, and that always cracks Carrie up because she's like, "Why would you buy that again?" I'm like, "Because this one was with the tape, and I got the one with the record, and they're different." So Get Along Gang and the Missing Caboose.
Cattail, my face.
Cattail. And then I've got some really cool, larger Scholastic ones, which I think we have a number of, and I think this might finish up. But we've got Get Along Gang and the Big Bully. And these books are pretty darn cute. The artwork in them is really well done and really adorable.
Now, where did we get these? I don't remember.
I don't.
Somebody sent these to us?
Somebody, one of our fans sent these to us.
I think.
And it's been so long now that I apologize. I don't remember who sent them to us because that's how long it's been since we filmed anything new.
The Get Along Gang and the Tattletale.
That one's a good one. And then I have a number of different sized versions of this one, which is Get Along Gang and the New Neighbor. Which these books are really cute, and the characters that are from these books, I don't know if you can see the Get Along Gang behind us here on the shelf. I'm not sure if I framed it correctly, but you should be able to see it. Of course, we have a large, pretty decent Get Along Gang collection of figurines and such. The caboose, that kind of started our Get Along Gang craze. We were like, oh my god, these are so cute. So, and she's just...
I know, I'm sorry. She just woke up from a nap, and when she does that, she just wants love. So, she'll get bored in a few minutes and go away.
Again, we can't do this show without one of the 4 animals appearing. Doesn't matter.
Well, she doesn't usually jump up here during the middle of an episode, so she just wants love. So.
It's true. I got some action figure stuff.
See.
I got some really cool a few action figure items. I got some real Ghostbuster items, and these actually came from I bought these off of a buddy of mine, Jawad Dwar, way while back. And these Jawad Dwar.
Okay.
And these actually finish up.
Say that 3 times fast.
These actually finish up a number of the characters. Yep, he's a football player.
What's he doing?
Oh,
I'm gonna play.
Okay.
Let me see if I can
this
figure
is Touchdown Terror. Touchdown Terror. Yes. Let's see if Carrie can figure out how to work him. No.
Something to do back here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Bend him over into a 3-point stance.
I don't know what that is.
This is fun.
What's a 3-point stance? He will bend.
Yeah, he will.
Show me. Oh.
There. His legs are just, there you go. So.
Rah, rah, rah. Is that good? No.
For some reason his eyes didn't pop up like they were supposed to. There we go. So he's, he basically bends over and he's one of the haunted humans from the Kinder Row Ghostbusters line. So his tongue in there is a really disgusting football.
That's crazy.
There we go. There's his eyes. And his eyes, of course, his eyes spring up so he can, he can attack the Row Ghostbusters. The haunted humans thing was pretty cool. The animal number, a doe. The haunted humans thing was pretty cool because, it was kind of Kinder's way to extend the line as it went on and allowed Kinner to do some different things instead of just like ghosts. They could do these like haunted human things. So he's pretty cool. He was the last of the haunted human figures that I needed to complete that little wave there. So that's pretty cool. And then I got a character named Air Sickness, and this is kind of neat because you can detach the top here, and the top becomes a bat. So he becomes this bat thing, right? You can detach the back engine. And
it's all one guy?
Yeah.
Awesome.
The back engine is a ghost. So he's got a little ghost face to him.
That's cute.
And then used to be with the seatbelt, you could put the seatbelt out, but this comes down and the actual vehicle part turns into a monster. So that's kind of neat. So he can kind of do that. And then the pilot here also becomes. I don't remember how to get him to.
Oh.
Whoa. Then he becomes almost like a helicopter guy.
Oh my god.
Dog's nuts. You pull his dog's crazy. You pull his goggles up and you reveal this screaming face, and then he can actually spin. His body spins.
Just sit still.
So it's actually 4 ghosts in one, which is kind of neat. What is wrong with him?
I'm not sure.
What is wrong with you? Hey, hi, what's up?
Excited. He wants to show off his new svelte figure.
Yes, we're doing a show.
He lost a lot of weight since the last time.
He did lose a lot of weight since the last time you guys saw him. We like to say our dog's got the sugar. He was diagnosed with diabetes, and he gets 2 shots. He gets a shot every 2 shots every day. Yeah, 2 shots of insulin every day, and it's kind of regulated his body. So he's lost a ton of weight. So where he was a big tubby.
He's very energetic now, as you can see. He's not just going to sit here like he used to. He wants to jump around and see what's going on.
Jump around. So air sickness was one that would.
Oh, I see Slimer.
Yeah, there's a Slimer here too. And of course, with air sickness, you can do a couple of different things. You can plug the ghost into his back, so he's got the propeller on his back, so he can spin the propeller. And all kinds of neat little things with this figure. The wings can go on his back. The little bat, you can make some bat wings on there. But very cool Row Ghostbusters toy.
Sit still. Can you sit still?
And then, as Carrie alluded to, yes, there is a Slimer, and there were 3 different Slimers. There was the first one that came out in the first series. There was this one, and there's one who actually has a proton pack on his back with. But this one actually was one of the sliming figures. So you would put slime in the top here, and then you would push the plunger down, and it would come out his mouth.
Awesome.
But what's cool about this is you can actually detach Slimer from the actual gun and use him as an actual, use him as a toy. He's pretty well sculpted back here. He's just got a little hole for where the gun goes, but he can pretty much stand on his own, which is cool. So you can actually stand him up with the other characters, or you can put him on his little sliming backpack here, which has movable laser guns here. Pachoo, 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 pachoo. And of course, he's got articulated arms. Really cool little figure, though, and it was one that I had forgotten they had made, and I saw it, and I was like, I really need to have him because he's really cool. So a little Slimer there. As he slimes Carrie. Next up is something that I like, and it's a smaller line that actually is a favorite of a lot of people. And these came from my buddy Don Blanco. Actually sent these to me last summer. And these are actually a line from Mattel called Computer Warriors, and these are 3, I believe,
it looks like they're on like a motherboard or something.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 little figures. I've got 2 of the good guy ships and one of the bad guy ships. It's really cool because these these could all, the wings you could rearrange into different positions. The guns actually can come off the fronts of the ships here, so the figures can actually hold the guns and fight. So they can actually hold the gun in their hand and they can.
Was this based off like a show or anything?
Nope.
Or
It had there was a, and I love like the other side actually does look like a computer chip, and then of course you turn them around and they're disguised. This wasn't actually based on anything in particular.
Who made these?
Mattel made these. Mattel made these toys.
Yep, Mattel. 1989.
Yeah, it would have been late 80s is when these came out. There was a direct VHS pilot that was made. Of course, that's what happened a lot of times in the late 80s, early 90s is these cartoons would at least get a pilot to help maybe sell the toy line. And then the toys wouldn't go, they wouldn't do anything. And Computer Wars is one of those things that just didn't go anywhere, really.
Is this all of them?
No, there's a number of there's a bunch of large play sets. There's a computer, there's a big computer play set that opens up. There's a bunch of little, there's like a soda can that opens up, yeah.
Heard a lot of stuff I've heard of but never seen. I've never heard of
this. This is one of our friend Pixel Dan's favorite toy lines of all time. This is one of Danny's all-time favorite toy lines, yes.
It's little.
I think it's.
It's neat. Oh, this guy's got like 2 faces.
Well, one face, because when they're hiding on because you put them like that. Like if I put the wings up on this.
Right.
Like so. And basically what happens is, here, I'll put one of the wings up. Carrie's over there breaking stuff. Basically what happens is when it's like this.
Oh, so it's supposed to be like camouflage.
It looks like, yeah, he's camouflaged.
You can't see me.
Yeah, exactly. John Cena light. He's camouflaged, so you can't actually tell that he's a computer warrior. And then, of course, the ship would spring to life. He would jump up and turn around, and they would attack, they would attack the good guys and such. A really cool little line from Mattel that, again, didn't last long. Just due to the fact that, within the first 6 months of this line, I think pretty much everything was clearanced. Like you could find it all.
Just didn't get a chance to.
It didn't hit well with kids at that point. I mean, they were using computers and stuff at the time, which they were starting to become more and more relevant. And I think it was just a little bit ahead of its time when it first came out. Had it come out a few years later, maybe in the mid '90s. It would have probably done really well.
Are these worth money or
they're getting harder and harder to find. The play sets are really hard to find. Like the computer play set itself
seems like the toy lines that don't last very long and only have minimal pieces are the ones that.
Which is why people,
What you got there?
I have some H2O. Which is why I collect the lines that I collect. I mean, I do collect some of the popular, relevant lines. Real Ghostbusters, Transformers. I know I have some G.I. Joe. I have some Star Wars stuff. But most of what I have down here in this basement, in this collection, is the stuff that didn't last. Is the stuff
that I never heard of.
Yeah.
When we were first putting a lot of it away, it was a lot of me going, what is this? What is this from?
Yes.
Never heard of it. And now, of course, I know what it all is.
So stuff like Captain Power and Bucky O'Hare and Filmation Ghostbusters, Rock Lords, Power Lords, the list goes on and on down here. Visionaries,
all that stuff I never heard
Supernaturals, Earthworm Jim, Addams Family, Cowboys of Moo Mesa, Toxic Crusaders. I mean, the list goes on and on of the stuff that I collect. And the reason I collect them is because they're the lines that really have the most joy for me, because I look at them and go, those are the ones that no one loved, and I want to love them. So I will love them.
Get your tissues out.
I know. This actually was one of my. This actually was one of my major finds last year.
Yeah.
We were at an antique mall, and I found 2 things, which you'll see the next one. The next thing I found at the same antique mall next episode. But this is one of the things that we were walking around looking, and I saw it and knew exactly what it was. Only because I knew about this line I had known what it was and wasn't that familiar with it. And when I met my friend Dr. John Kent, who owns Toyfinity.com, who actually owns the license now to this classic line, I kind of learned more about it. And as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was.
And I, of course, was like, what is that?
Yes. And this
I know. Rocks and Bugs and Things.
This is one of the bugs from Rocks and Bugs and Things. Unfortunately, with these, you were supposed to be able to squeeze this back part here, and it's kind of hardened up a little bit, so he doesn't work quite as well. There we go. He kind of works. If you get it going, he'll. But you were able to squeeze that. He'd come out, and he would grab. I don't know if Carrie can reach one of the little guys up there on the shelf. Can you? Can you reach
These
one?
little guys?
Yeah. These are actually the Toyfinity reissue and re-release and the new colors of the Mortals, which were the little creatures that came with the Rocks and the Bugs and Things. And basically what happened is he would grab, you would squeeze it out, he would grab the Mortal, and he would, they basically, the Rocks and Bugs and Things ate the Mortals. So yeah, so that's what these little guys were.
And how much did you pay for that, Duvall?
This guy on eBay, last time I looked, was selling for like, just this figure alone was like 40-50 bucks. And thanks to this antique mall, $4. And all it said was bug figure. And I was like, oh, that's more than just a bug figure. That is going home with me figure. That is what that is. So yeah, a little, very, very cool. This line is really, really small. Oh, bye, Chaser puppy. Bye, buddy. This line is really, really hard to find. The Rocks and the Bugs and the Things are pretty easy. It's finding these original Mortals.
So what are the things?
There were rock creatures, there were bugs, and then there were creatures that really didn't tie into either one, a rock or a bug, and they were a thing.
Oh, okay.
That's basically how I can explain it.
But Chase Treat.
A cool little line, though, and it's one that I suggest that people try to find and go out and, of course, support Mortals from Toyfinity.com, as well as his other lines, RoboForce and the upcoming Manglers. Because that's what it's all about, is these classic, awesome little lines that nobody loved. Ha ha ha! And I got one more thing here before we stroll into some board games and wrap this episode up. This actually is kind of cool. There were a couple of these there, but I picked up one, and if we go back and the other one's there, I'll get it. Echelon Sketches, of course, are still around, but in the 80s, they were huge. They were everywhere. And Ohio Art did something really cool in the early 80s for Echelon Sketches that unfortunately they don't really do anymore, which I wish they did. But they made these really cool Echelon Sketch action packs. And if you're wondering what these are, Carrie didn't even really know what these were.
I know, I said I gotta open that and look at it because I don't understand.
Basically what happens is they're these see-through clear sheets, and I'll put a white piece there so you can see it a little better. But you would lay this over the front, the top of the Echelon Sketch, and then using the dials you would go through and try to get through the mazes, or there was like, there's a what is this one? Is it, the Gotham City maze is one of them, where you're going through the maze to fight the Joker. There's a barrel one where you're trying to get through the barrels, you know, try to get Batman through the barrels up to Penguin.
Whirlpool.
Yep, there's a whirlpool where it's just basically you're trying to get into the whirlpool without like hitting outside the lines.
Well, that was neat. If you can see, it's like a connect the dots.
Yeah, I'll put it there. There's a connect the dots where you can make Invisible Woman's invisible jet. And lastly, there is a Batmobile, which will help you draw the Batmobile. These were really big, and there were a lot of these released in the 80s. There was
one at the antique mall, I think, was a Looney Tunes.
Was a Looney Tunes one. There was a Looney Tunes one. And this one has all the sheets in it, and the Looney Tunes one did too. But I hadn't, there was action packs for Dukes of Hazzard, Bugs Bunny the Roadrunner, there were sports, and there were other games and puzzles. But there were, this was one of the several licensed ones they did. And I actually had this action pack when I was a kid. But of course, the problem is these little sheets, they're just like little see-through plastic kind of sheets, and they get bent, and like the Joker maze one was already bent. And once they get bent, you can't really unbend them to get them back on the Etch-a-Sketch. So once they're bent, they're kind of useless.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have been so rough on your toys.
Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't have let other kids play with my toys.
You don't now, so I guess you learned your lesson.
That's true. That's true. And I'm not allowed to play with other people's toys either, because I break things. Anyway. We've got some board games here to kind of wrap up this episode. We'll start with this one up here first. This one's kind of fun. Of course, all these board games you will eventually see, unless I say otherwise, on board in one of the upcoming seasons. This actually is from Parker Brothers. This is a game called Chicken Out.
Why did the chicken cross the road game?
That's right. They made a game about why did the chicken cross the road.
I don't remember what this one looks like. It was long.
Yeah, it's a very long...
The board's long.
It is a very long board.
Why are there sorry cards
instead of...
Oh, it says sorry. I thought it was a sorry card, nope. But it says chicken on it.
Instead of folding out like it usually does, this is the board for Chicken Out. It is a very long board.
Pieces are little...
The pieces are little chickens.
Chickens.
And basically the cards...
No, I seriously thought, look, this doesn't that look exactly how the sorry game
well, it's an advertisement. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's an advertisement.
Oh.
There's a number of advertisements. Bumper cars, yeah. So
there we go. Chicken.
And then there's a bunch of like crossing the road cards that you would move spaces on. It's a really neat little game, and it's something that I had not seen before. Yeah, I love the little chicken pieces that look really kind of like weird fish things with hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
he
really.
He does look like he has like a fish mouth.
Yeah. There's a couple of different ones though. There's a chicken
Why are his
that's
arms like?
I don't know, like he's running. There's a chicken that's walking.
Huh.
The green and the blue chickens are the same mold. They're walking. The yellow and the red are running. Or the yellow as well. Oh, I see.
Do you roll dice in this game or just draw cards?
No, you just draw cards. There's a mold for each pose. There's a walking and a running. And I'm guessing those come into play somehow in the instructions, which I have not read because we have not played this yet. But Chicken Out is a really cute little why did the chicken cross the road game. Interesting game at that. The next one is something that Carrie actually was like, you should get that.
Well, because you love Christina Ricci. I think we've talked about that on an episode.
Weird,
and there she is.
Weird Christina Ricci fetish. But this was actually based on the first Addams Family movie, the Addams Family Reunion game.
And how fitting that we just went and saw the Addams Family, the musical.
We did.
Just a few nights ago.
Yes, a few nights before we recorded this, we went to.
All right.
Yeah, we went to go. Yeah, when the new musical comedy. Well, it's not really new, but they said new musical comedy Addams Family. It was alright. But this is actually based on the film, the first feature film, and it's kind of neat.
Oh, neat! Look at the board.
Because the board is the Addams Family Mansion, and you got all these different family playing pieces, and Thing is the spinner. It's pretty neat, and I, for one, can't wait to actually play this. Here's the spinner. Thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to actually play this on an upcoming episode of Board, just because it looks really fun, and I love licensed games for movies, because 9 times out of 10 they're a lot more imaginative than most of the games that are out at the time. So, because they put a little bit more thought on how do we get this to work as a board game and make it functional. So, that one's pretty cool. And last but not least, before we wrap up this episode, is this is something I found a couple of these games based on, of course, Masters of the Universe, and this was another one of them. There's a 3D one that we found at Goodwill that I think we showed off a while back. This one is one that I looked for a while, and it's really unique about this, and you'll see in a minute. This is actually the Masters of the Universe Battle for Eternia game, and it actually doesn't actually have a physical board. It's got all of these separate little board pieces that you can basically move, like these. I'm not going to pull them out of here, but you basically have these flat pieces you put on the floor. It's a big floor game, and there's like a trap section. There's all the playing pieces are these big.
Oh, you can use your
pieces.
own Masters of the Universe action figures.
And I actually was going to show you that because
well.
I know, right? Because I have right back here. Let me get He-Mans. Let me get my vintage He-Mans. So you can actually use cardboard playing piece, like so, or you could basically pull him out. You can slide
that's pretty clever for a game to
You can slide in your vintage figure.
That's neat.
And this actually becomes your playing piece.
I like that.
There were a number of games that did this. There was a Masters of the Universe game, and there's a G.I. Joe game that has stands like this that you can use your Joes on.
That's very smart thinking.
It's pretty darn cool. And this is something that when we play this, more than likely Danny and I will actually play with the figures.
I hope so.
Yeah, because it's pretty darn neat to have this instead of this.
Yeah.
So it was it's a very unique idea for this type of game to use these stands for that. So it's pretty darn cool. I like this. I've been looking for it for a while, and I think it's missing a cardboard piece. And surprisingly enough, I think it's missing the He-Man piece, which again, not a big deal because you can use that. But what's cool is you see these a lot of times pop up in like I'm a member of the action figure identification board, and these will pop up because people want to know what Masters figure did these go to. This game came with a bunch of these gold Master Universe swords, a lot of them.
Yeah, like 8 or 9 or so.
Yeah, quite a few of them. So that's pretty cool. Come here, buddy.
Who is it? What's going on?
Hold on.
Oh. Our other dog wants to make an appearance.
He's down here scratching, clawing at me. All but one of the animals has made an appearance on this episode.
The last one won't because she's fat and she can't get up here, so.
Hi. Hi, sweetheart.
I think that's everything.
That is it for this episode, gang. We hope you enjoyed these looks at some of the items that Carrie and I have found in some of our, I'd say, recent trips, but these are some old trips. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back real soon with an all-new episode with all new stuff right here on ToyWorldOrder.com. Make sure you go to YouTube.com/ToyWorldOrder, hit subscribe, helps us out, and also make sure you subscribe to YouTube.com/Board the Show for all the shenanigans between myself, Pixel Dan, and Puppet Duvall as we play board games. So make sure you check that out. And gang, we'll be back real soon with an all-new episode. We'll see you next time. Say bye, Dash. Bye.